All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are tackling a word that, well, let's be honest, most of us have a love-hate relationship with: discipline. We're going to break down its core principles using some really powerful ideas to show you why it's not a prison, but actually the key that unlocks the door to your freedom. Okay, so let's just jump right in with an idea that's going to sound totally backwards at first. Discipline gives us freedom. I know, right? Most of us think of discipline as a cage, a bunch of rules holding us back. But this one idea, this is the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. So here's the big mental flip we have to make. On one hand, you've got the common view that discipline is rigid, it's restrictive, it's a burden that just limits our choices. But the actual reality, it's a tool that gives you power, that creates more options, and that ultimately leads to real freedom. Freedom from bad habits, freedom from financial stress, freedom from poor health. So how do we get this freedom? Well, the first step, and this is absolutely critical, is to build our foundation on the right stuff. And that means choosing discipline over its flaky, unreliable cousin, motivation. Think about it. Motivation is just an emotion. It's a feeling, a vibe that shows up when it wants to. It's completely unpredictable. If you only act when you feel motivated, you're essentially gambling with your future. Discipline, on the other hand, that's the system that works whether you feel like it or not. The actual rule here isn't some complicated life hack. It's brutally simple. Don't wait for the feeling. Just get up and do the work. And what's wild is that the action itself is often what creates the motivation. You take one small step, you get a little bit of momentum, and suddenly you feel like taking another. It works. So when we boil it all down, this is what we're talking about. Self-discipline is about being the master of your own mind. It's about knowing what your goal is and having the inner strength to fight off all those temptations and weaknesses that are trying to pull you off track. It's an internal battle, and it's won day by day. Okay, so if discipline is an internal battle, then the very first move is to conquer the battlefield. And that battlefield is your own mind. This means making a huge shift away from blame and excuses and toward a mindset of radical, total ownership. Man, this is such a powerful warning. Excuses, they feel so good in the moment, don't they? They protect our ego, they let us off the hook by telling us, hey, it's not my fault. But in the long run, that comfort is a total trap. Excuses are the enemy of growth, and they will, piece by piece, destroy your dreams if you let them. So you've basically got two teams here, two opposing forces. On one side, you've got team excuse, team blame, team it's not my fault, and on the other, you've got team ownership, team responsibility, and team action. You have to consciously pick a side because you can't play for both. So what does it look like to be on the right team? It's this idea called extreme ownership. And yeah, look, it can sting the ego a little bit, for sure. But just think about how incredibly empowering this is. If the problem exists because of you, that means the solution is in your hands too. You're no longer a victim, you're in the driver's seat. All right, so we've got the mindset down. But here's the thing. Discipline isn't just some abstract idea. It is a muscle. And just like any other muscle in your body, you can't just wish it into existence. You have to build it, rep by rep, with a clear, practical method. And the plan is actually pretty simple. It breaks down into 3 basic steps. First, you're going to start small with something you know you can win. Second, you turn that action into a consistent routine. And third, you protect that routine by ruthlessly getting rid of all the junk that gets in the way. Starting small is all about winning a battle you know you can win. Don't try to change your whole life by tomorrow. Just look at your immediate environment. What's one small thing you can fix? Make your bed? Tidy your desk? These tiny daily actions make up over half your life. So fixing them creates this massive ripple effect. Next, you take those small actions and you build them into automatic routines. This is where the magic really happens, because when you approach small, daily tasks with a little bit of excellence, that same mindset starts to bleed into everything else you do. The way you make your bed starts to become the way you approach your career. And finally, you have to protect your focus. This means doing a really honest audit of your life. Who are the people holding you back? What are the habits wasting your time? Where are the environments that encourage weakness? You've got to be honest with yourself, identify them, and then get ruthless about eliminating them. You know, when you strip everything else away, the mindsets, the methods, all of it all comes down to a single choice. A choice you have to make not just once, but over and over again, every single day. At its heart, this is the whole game. Discipline is a constant trade-off. It's choosing between the instant gratification you want right now versus the ultimate fulfillment you want most. The donut now or the long-term health you want most. Every moment presents this choice. And this brings us to a hard truth. There is no option for a pain-free life. You are simply choosing your pain. The pain of discipline is temporary. It's the soreness after a workout. But the pain of regret? That's permanent. It's the haunting knowledge of what you could have been. The pain of discipline is measured in pounds on the bar. The pain of regret is measured in years of your life. So when you look at your own life, your own goals, and your own potential, what will you choose?